Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy, and today I have for you the We Knives Roxi. Roxi was a design collaboration with Todd Knife and Tool. They've done several designs with We and Best Tech as well, and I've liked just about every one of them. So I was able to pick this one up at Blade Show this year. This particular one is a prototype. And I'm doing this review now because this knife will be hitting dealers soon. So let's get some specs out of the way so you can have an idea of the size of this knife. You have an overall length of 7¼ inches, so it's in that medium to small range. You have a blade length of 3.25 inches. A grip area without the choil from here all the way to the back of 3.5 inches. With the choil all the way to the back is 4.5 inches. Handle thickness from here to here is 0.48 inches, and the close width in the pocket from the two widest points is 1.52 inches. Blade stock thickness is coming in at 0.156, and the behind the edge thickness on my particular knife is around 17 thousandths, sharpened at 24 degrees per side. All right, before we go any further, let's break off into some cutting footage. Unfortunately, this is not the factory edge. As you can see, I use this a lot, but being that I had to wait so long for the review, I stropped it up, so it's pretty good. The front area is not as sharp, like right up in here. That's detail-oriented style knife, but we'll see how it is. Yeah, this thing slices like a dream. Alright, we're going to try to cut up some of this 1/2 inch twisted sisal rope. Try to do 20 cuts, might do a little more, might do a little less. Alrighty, got 30 cuts done. It's sliced fairly well. The edge is probably a little over polished or so because it didn't have a ton of bite left to it, but it was still pushing in nicely. Nice. Alright, we're going to try to cut up several different types of material. 2 different thickness dense tubing with mesh in it. I think it's 1¼ inch. I think it's 1/2 inch. We have some 1/4 inch bungee cord, some thick saddle leather, and some blue jean rolled up denim. Let's get started. This Wharncliffe blade should be very good at these precise and detailed cuts. We'll try first with this leather using that tip. Oh yeah. Alrighty, I think it performed excellently. Even though it's a Wharncliffe blade and I don't have a lot of leverage, I'm using mainly that tip. It still went through everything very, very easily. Let's see. Still sharp. Yep. All right, we got some seatbelt material. We're going to try to slice it first. Easy. Very easy. It's going to excel with that tip. I love that, where I can just drag it along and it cut the seat belt material without a problem. And this sometimes can be hard because it wants to slide. Oh, slide out of my hands. All right, we're going to test the ergos and see how well the knife's still biting on this pine 2x4. Start out light, and then we'll start putting some pressure behind the cuts. Alrighty, it was doing great. For a flat scaled knife, it was very comfortable, especially in that choked up grip. I had a lot of, I could put a lot of pressure behind the cut, and it was comfortable for the most part. That's why I would love to see one of their designs with contoured scales. It'd be even more better. Still stupid sharp. Yep. Alrighty, I hope y'all enjoyed that cutting footage. I know I enjoyed doing it for y'all. And, you know, this just reiterates how much I really like the Wharncliffe blade shape. It's very detail oriented. I do a lot of putting the tip in there and dragging it type cuts, or just going through stuff like that, either shaving wood or cutting down boxes and stuff like that. I like that nice powerful cutting edge, being that you don't have any belly there to slide out of the cuts. Now belly is important whenever you're skinning, processing things and doing that type of cutting, but my main EDC chores is mainly doing straight down cuts, so that's why I love the blade shape. You have a nice blackened blade here. I think it's like a PVD coating. You can see, let's see if you can, it's hard to show. Let's see. You can see all the wear that I put on the blade, and none of it has went through to the metal yet, so I'd say it's good to go. It's gonna show wear marks the more and more you use it, and I've been using this quite a bit. The knife did not come with the sharpening choil. I put it in there. This just makes it easier for me on my fixed angle sharpening system, but I did like the fact that it went all the way back. That the edge termination went all the way to the back of the plunge line. You got nice dual fullers that you can use to spotty flick, or if you want to roll it with that, you can, but you can also use that the whole spotty flick it and thumb flick it, and you have the top tang of the knife protruding to where you can easily spotty flick it. So this is a very fidgetable knife. If you like to fidget with your knives, this is an excellent one to do it. Mine is stupid smooth and a joy to use, carry, and so forth. You do have jimping up top. The first row of jimping up here in the front is a little aggressive. As you can see, you got some hard angles at the peaks right there, and it's wide. So what I did most of the time is just overshot that jimping, so I didn't have to feel it. Or if I was up here, I wasn't in that jimping anyway. They do have a finer row of jimping right here that does a perfect job of catching the thumb, but it doesn't tear up your thumb. Because having that type of jimping back here, that would have really started bothering your hands after a while. This side of the blade sterile. This side you have the Todd Knife and Tool logo. I love that geared logo right there. You have the blade steel, which is CPM 20CV. Excellent stainless steel, holds an edge for a good while. You do have a forward finger choil. It's not the biggest forward finger choil in the world, but regardless, I'm sure even if you have big fat sausage fingers, you can still get there. You might just be further back onto the scale of the knife. But that grip right here, how this dips in right here, and you have it's like the perfect spot right there. I feel like I get so much pressure behind the cuts if I needed to. Very comfortable. Even though it is a completely flat scaled knife with just some milling on the sides, it's extremely comfortable. You do have some stylized holes that they put, I think, on all their designs, and it's a nice little added flair to it. You have the black coated titanium scales with bronze titanium hardware, T8 hardware, T8 pivot. You do have the WE logo right there, with the touch of bronze on the outline of it. It is flush right here. You have some very crisp titanium hardware. They do a really good job. Let's see. There's not much wiggle at all to it. As you can see, very nice. On this side, you can see you have titanium collar. And you have your T8 hardware right there. It does sit proud of the lock side. You have still a lock bar insert, and you have a titanium lock bar stabilizer and over travel. Very cool. And you have the Todd Knife and Tool signature pocket clip, and it works just fine. You have good retention on there. You have a like a darker bronze, the same color, darker bronze right here as on the backspacer. It seems like you have like a little floating spot right here, and then you have a geared section right here that does sit flush with the scales, but if you push down there, you can feel it. You have a lanyard hole right here, and you have that opening right there as well. Just some nice stylized portion right there. Action, man, is so good. This thing sliced very well. It went through all the materials nicely. The tubing it even did well on. A lot of times knives will struggle on the tubing, and it was just a joy to use overall. Let's get a size comparison out of the way real quick. We have the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. So as you can see, especially if you put it butt to butt, the PM2 is a good bit larger. It's going to be closer in the size of the Spyderco Para 3. So as you can see, the Para 3 is a little bit longer, not by much. And just because of the Para 3, this is the Ontario Rat Model 2. Those two are very, very close in length, if not the same exact length. So if you wanted to know how big this knife was, if you have a R2D2, they're pretty much the same length at least. Nitpicks, complaints. I don't really have many. I guess you could say that I wish I would have had a sharpening choil as it is, but that's definitely not hurting anything, and everybody has their own preferences. Next, the jimping is a little bit aggressive right here, especially if you're a smaller knife. I don't want to have to go put on gloves, but like I said, one thing you can do to correct that is just overshoot the jimping, and that's pretty much where my thumb would land anyway whenever I'm putting my thumb behind it. Also, I would love to see one of their models with 3D contoured scales, because these are already comfortable. I can only imagine if you had contoured titanium. Of course, like I always say, I wish the lock bar cutout was on the inside. It would have looked a lot cleaner on this side, but that's just an aesthetic thing. And other than that, I think this is a complete home run. If you like the look of it, definitely say give it a shot. Definitely one I will be recommending. And if you want one, you might want to jump on it quickly because they usually do a run of them, and when they're gone, they're gone. I missed out on the bigger one like this. I slept on it like an idiot, and I wasn't going to make that mistake this go around. So there you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.